Okay, hello. I'm Professor Francis, and I'm here to help with the HESI programs. See questions. So we have a requested question here. You see this on the board is 2.5 times 3 3/4. So we're going to go ahead and do this problem, and hopefully it helps. Okay, so the first thing we have to make note of is that whenever we have a math problem involving fractions, we have to convert all the numbers into fractions, right? So here we have mixed numbers, that's a whole number and a fraction. And here we have the same thing, mixed number, a whole number, and a fraction. So let's go on the whiteboard and do this problem. We're going on a whiteboard. Okay. So the question asked us, it was 2 1/2 times 3 3/4. And as we said, the first thing we need to do is, since we have fractions involved, we have to make sure both numbers are in fractional format. Right now, they're in mixed number format. So we're going to go ahead and put them in fractional format so we can start doing the problem. And the way we do that is we multiply the denominator. Let's start with this one, 2 1/2. So the denominator is 2, right? So we're going to multiply that by the whole number. And then we're going to rewrite it as the sum of that product plus the 1 in the numerator. So what do I mean by that? Uh, we're going to write it over the same denominator of 2, right? And here we go. 2 times, or the denominator 2 times the whole number is 4, plus 1 is 5, and that 5 goes right over the original denominator of 2. And now we're going to do the same thing for the other fraction, the 3 3/4. We're going to write that over the original denominator of 4. As you can see here, it's 4, right? Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and carry out the same process. We're going to multiply the denominator of 4 times the whole number 3, and then add the numerator 3. So 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Okay, and there we go. Now that we've gotten the numbers in fractional format, we can go ahead and follow the rules of multiplication of fractions. So if you're not familiar with them, I'm going to write them over here. So for fractions, I'm just going to abbreviate here. Right? Multiplication, the rules, it's only actually a two-step process, right? First step is we're going to multiply the numerators. I'll abbreviate multiply the numerators. That's the number in the top, or the numbers in the top, right? Second step, we multiply the denominators, and that's it. Multiply the denominators. And again, I'll abbreviate. All right. So let's go ahead and if you're not familiar with the process for multiplying fractions, this is it in this little square, just a simple two-step process. If you want, you can record that for your notes. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so we have 5 times 15, that's going to be 75. That's in the numerator. And we have 2 times 4, which is going to give us 8. Now, when we look at the answer list, right, we saw all the numbers, all the answers were given in mixed number format, right? They had some numbers and they were all a whole number and a fraction. So when we look over at the answer list, we won't see our answer of 75 over 8. So do we freak out? No. We simply convert this 75 over 8 to mixed number format. How do we do that? We divide the denominator into the numerator. So the denominator is 8 and the numerator is 75, right? So, and that's going to give us the whole number for our mixed number. So let's bring this down here. We'll write it right over here. We have 75 over 8. And this is actually called the improper fraction because the numerator is larger than numerator of 75 is larger than the denominator of 8. Now we're going to convert this to a mixed number, and I'm just going to write what we're doing: convert to mixed number. And again, mixed number is a whole number with a fraction, right? So this thing here is called a fraction bar, right? And it indicates the operation of division. Right. So 75 divided by 8 will give us a whole number. You can do that on your calculator. If you do, you're going to get 9 point something, something, something. That 9 is your whole number. So we're going to go ahead and write that down. That's the whole number part, right? The fractional part is going to be over the same denominator. So we're going to have it over 8. And the numerator is going to be, if we divide 75 by 8, we'll get some remainder value. So the numerator is going to be the remainder. And I'll show you how to get that value. Remainder is the numerator. For mixed number format. Okay, so we divided 8 into 75. We got the whole number. Now we want to get the remainder so we know what the numerator of this fraction is going to be. So how do we do that? We simply multiply. We're going to use this original numerator, right? And we're going to multiply 9 times 8, the denominator times the whole number, and we'll get a value. So we're going to get 75, which is the original numerator here, minus, and then the product of these two, the denominator of 8 times the whole number 9, which is 72, and it gives us a remainder of 3. So our remainder of 3 is what we put here for the denominator. So this is going to be 3. And that's how that works, okay? Again, how did we get to 72? We multiplied, I'll write it on top. We took the original numerator and subtracted the product of 9 times 8. Now, where did we get that product from? We got that from the 8 is the denominator here, and 9 is the whole number part. So we said 8 times 9, that gave us 72. We subtract that from the original numerator of 75 here. I'll draw a little arrow so you can see where that came from. And then we have the fractional part of our mixed number. So now we go back and we look at our answer list, and sure enough, there it is, 9 3/8. That's our answer. And this is the answer you got. So I hope that helped. Okay. And please remember to like and subscribe so we can continue making these informative videos. Have a great evening, and I'll see you on the next question.